All right, so we're here talking with Mike Aiello, and it's creative director of Halloween Horror Nights. Is that right?
That's correct.
So, Halloween Horror Nights, you've been doing this for how many years now?
Personally?
Yeah.
I've been involved in some capacity, whether it was as a character or now as a creative director, since 1997.
Okay, so 97, you walked into Halloween Horror Nights day one. What did you do?
I jumped out of a washing machine in Hotel Hell 80 times an hour, and it was awesome. I loved it. It was actually my first ever haunted attraction experience ever. It was a blast.
Why? What made you want to come and audition to do it?
Well, actually, it's funny. I didn't audition. I was working at Jaws at the time. I was the skipper on the boat, and they needed help this particular night, and so they were going to the venues, the green rooms around operations, and said, hey, if anybody wants to green card over into Horror Nights for tonight, we could really use some help. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. And sure enough, I was there. This was like the second to last weekend that the event was open, and it was my first experience. Hotel Hell. I was in the washing machine room. I had fangs. I don't know why I had fangs, but I did. And just it was a front load washer, and it wasn't a real washer. It was set up. It was a fake washer, and I'm standing and sitting inside, just opening the door and going, ah! I had no idea what I was doing, but I liked it. It was a lot of fun, and that really kind of cemented this kind of bug in me, because I've always been a horror fan,
right.
You know that, but I never really did anything that physically that applied to horror. I just watched movies and read books and read comic books, but nothing that really me actually scaring somebody on purpose.
All right, so let's jump forward. We're just going to call it like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
We're going to forget how old we actually are, right?
Yes.
So
let's
let's jump forward to Halloween Horror Nights 24.
Okay.
How has this event totally changed your life from when you first started?
It's insane, man. It's insane. If you told the kid jumping out of a washing machine that one day he would be the creative director for the event, I thought you'd be nuts. That's cliche to say, but it's the actual truth. I would never believed I would be where I am right now, and working with the amazing people that I get to work with every single day. The content aside, the people that I'm surrounded with have changed me.
Right.
The interactions I have with true artists and able to create with. It's very freeing to be able to go, hey, I got this idea in my brain of a crib scene with a guy in a high chair doing this, and that's what you say, and then someone goes, oh, you mean looking like this? And I go, yeah, and now it's out there. That is like one of the coolest things ever. And I'm making it very simplistic, like it's easy, but it's not. But the steps, that progression of just going, of walking into a room with a bunch of talented people and going, here's what we could do, and then it happens. Or I say something and someone makes it 10 times better than anything I said. They go, well, what if we did that, but also did this? And you're like, oh, that's brilliant. And then someone else jumps on top of that. You get this event. That's how this event is created. It's a round table of amazing people just throwing things at an ink board and figuring out what's going to scare people the most.
So with this event, and I know you work on this all year round, how many hours of sleep do you get at night, especially this time of the year?
When the voices aren't keeping me up, I try and get 7 to 8 hours if I can.
Really? So you actually...
like right now, no, not right now. But again, it's good that it's a year-long creative process, because we've gotten really good, again, doing this as many years as we have. We've gotten really good at being able to schedule our year and making sure that the content we're creating we can fit into a schedule that is realistic. It's not without its challenges. Every year brings its own hurdles and new challenges that will arise. But we're really confident in the fact that having done this so long, that we can really face anything that comes up and still present a really unique and gratifying event for the horror fans and non-horror fans. Anybody that wants to come here and get the daylight scared out of them.
All right, so let's talk about Face Off just for a second.
Yeah.
So how difficult was it to choose 10?
That was difficult, yeah, because there's so many. There are so many great character looks in that show.
Speaking of,
they're walking around right now.
Yeah, hello guys.
There's so many.
3 of the 10.
Yeah, it really came down to making sure that whatever we picked are uniquely different from the other. Knowing that we had 10 characters but 5 environments, we wanted to make sure that the pairs that we chose would still feel at home in the singular environment that they would occupy. So it started very open at first, and then as we kind of picked out ones we liked, we started applying environments to those characters and saying, okay, these two could live in a farm area, these two could live in kind of a castle setting, these two could be in a boat, and there were a lot more environments when we started. Like, we knew we were going to do 5, we came up with like 20, I think, different environments, and it's all about just kind of dwindling them down and kind of finding what's going to be the slate, just like the event. I mean, it's just like the event, trying to figure out what's the slate, what's the content. We take the same approach.
So now you were on the episode where you guys picked ex-girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
And so when you looked at that costume and you thought like, okay, how do we recreate this for Halloween Horror Nights? What was going through your head at the time?
Well, can I be really honest with you?
Sure.
I wasn't there for the judging.
Really?
Yeah, we only gave the challenge.
Okay.
And then I had to fly back because we had to keep working on the event. So we weren't there when ex-girlfriend was picked. We got word several weeks later that was the one. So I was only there the night that they chose their movie posters.
So was there like a moment when you saw it and you're like, oh my God, how do we do this at a park? Or was it easy to recreate or hard? Or?
I don't think I can speak for John. There's always a bit of nervous tension when we don't know what we're going to get. Because if it's this elaborate, huge thing, we're like, oh gosh, how are we going to figure this out? Which we would if it came to that. But I was actually really pleased with how the simplicity of ex-girlfriend, but also how really effective it is too. She's one of the favorites.
She's
out
awesome.
there.
I love her. She's
and
great.
the performer that plays her is just awesome.
Is she single and can she wear the costume all the time?
No comment. I don't know. I have no idea.
I'm sure you've been asked that before. I'm sure. Right?
Many times.
I thought so.
Many times. Usually standing there as people are walking away.
Right.
Is she available? I don't know. I have no idea. You can ask her. Ask her while you're out there. I'm sure she'll say something.
I'm sure she'll give me a wonderful answer to that.
Yeah, but we were really pleased with what we got because we'd already designed the environments too. So we were also hoping that whatever was picked would fit in one of the 5 environments that we had created already. So it really worked out.
That's cool.
But there was a level of risk involved, and like I said, we adapt. That's the one thing art and design and entertainment in general is really good at, is we are able to react on a dime and switch gears if we need to, very quickly.
Cool. And you're not at Halloween Horror Nights. Where can we find you around Orlando? What are your favorite restaurants, bars, places to hang out? What do you do when you're not here?
When I'm not here, I'm a husband and a father. I'm hanging out with my kids. I was here at the park last Sunday with my daughter. We took her to Diagon for the first time. She had not been. She's 5. Had not been over there yet. I'm just a normal guy, just doing my thing. And I happen to have a really cool gig, which is icing on the cake.
Cool.
But I've got a great family, and I eat at restaurants. I go places. I like bookstores. I go to Barnes and Noble every now and then.
Cool. So you're just like a regular dude.
I absolutely, yes.
That's
I'm actually quite normal.
Okay, relatively speaking, right?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right, Mike. Thanks again. Looking forward to the event.
Oh, I'm so glad. It's great talking with you.
Cool.